Hello and welcome to the BHSA Junior School online safety update for parents. My name is Mr. Douthwaite. I'm Assistant Vice Principal at BHSA and one of my areas of responsibility is whole school approach to online safety. This video is produced in partnership with Knowsley City Learning Centres, who provide all sorts of resources for parents, carers and schools on e-safety, and we have an annual subscription to share their resources with you. Firstly, before I start talking about the issues in online safety at the moment and trends, I'm just going to share with you a little experiment I did with some Year 7 students. This was following on from a conversation I had with a colleague at Belvedere who asked his students, and I repeated this myself, what makes you happy? So the things that the students were coming up with are nothing you wouldn't expect, seeing my friends, my dog, going swimming, nothing unusual, playing football, visiting my nan, the sort of typical things you'd expect a Year 7 student to say that makes them happy. It was quite interesting that in this little task, not one student said my phone. Not one student says the internet, social media, Snapchat, nothing like that was brought up at all. So at the end of the lesson, I then got them to do a very quick survey about how long on a typical Saturday do you spend on your phone. So mixed results, of course, some spending a lot longer than others. We had the most is some students saying that they spent up to 4 hours a day on their phone. So I read that back to them. I said 4 hours a day on something that you didn't list when I asked you what makes you happy, that you are spending 4 hours doing something that doesn't directly make you happy. It was just something to get them to think about. But what I really took away from that was the fact that nothing that students said made them happy was actually directly related to phones, the internet, or social media. Just something for them to think about. So, what are children actually doing online? Their childhood is very different from ours. They are growing up in a world with almost a sort of digital playground, if you like, as well as other things that they will do. The digital world offers amazing opportunities, but it also, of course, comes with a new set of risks. Are they using social media like Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp? Are they creating or watching videos on TikTok, Netflix, or YouTube? Are they playing or streaming games on Xbox using platforms like Roblox and Twitch? Or are they using things like AI? Are they doing their homework online? So it's a very vast world that they are living in now, and there are many, many different things they could potentially be doing in that. So it comes as no surprise, really, that we're seeing more and more headlines in the news about online safety. We see concerning articles about online privacy, strangers, advertisers tracking kids online, and the risk associated with social media. And it is really a lot for parents to navigate. So if we have a look at the sort of scale of the digital world, let's have a look at what happens online every single minute of every single day. We see millions of texts sent, we see millions of videos viewed, we see a huge amount of activity on every platform from Google to Netflix to TikTok, and it is a vast and ever-changing landscape. I'm just going to share some trends with you at the moment. These trends come from surveys carried out by Ofcom. So as you can see, the percentages of children with their own mobile devices is increasing significantly. As we go from age 3 to 5, 19% will have their own mobile phone, 85% use devices to go online. That goes up to 30% will have their own mobile phone by 6 to 7. 42%, 8 to 9, with 97% using devices to go online. And by the time we get to 10 to 12, at starting secondary school age, 82% will have their own mobile device and 100% using any device to go online. We're also seeing a shift in how children go online. Use of mobile phone and going up as students get older. Unfortunately, with this increased online activity comes an increased risk of encountering upsetting content. So this data shows that a significant percentage of children have had upsetting experiences online, from seeing racist or homophobic content to being contacted by strangers. It is real and present danger, and as we can see, those numbers unfortunately are rising year on year. And the news reflects these concerns. We can see these headlines about children's screen time reaching crisis point, the government considering setting time limits. There's been investigations into TikTok over its use of children's data. So these concerns are reflected in the news that we see around us. So internet safety risks, what are the main risks that we have these days, can be categorized into 4 different areas. Content risks. So this includes illegal, inappropriate or harmful material like fake news, deepfakes, racism, misogyny, self-harm, that sort of content. Contact risks, harmful interactions with other people, bullying, sexual harassment, exploitation and influencing, for example. Conduct, the children's behavior online. Are they acting in ways that might hurt others? Are they victims of this kind of behavior? This also includes consideration of privacy issues and their digital footprint. And contract risk, sorry. So this is about the commercial and financial aspects of the internet. It's about the fact that children might not understand when they're ticking that they agree to certain terms and conditions of what they are in fact agreeing to. Okay, so again, we're going to have a little bit of a more in-depth look at what is in the news at the moment. And these news articles reflect the different relationship that children are having with technology now, and some new and emerging trends and threats. So the big one at the moment, and a really concerning area, is artificial intelligence. So we're seeing news articles about how risky and unchecked AI chatbots are becoming, and they're becoming the new go-to for children. And I think you can tell from these screenshots of these news articles the sort of age group that these AI chatbots are being aimed at. So AI, it's not some futuristic concept. It's already here and it's already on your phone. So elements of WhatsApp, of Meta, they are using AI already. It is something that is already present and being used on your phone. If you look at some of these apps that are there for AI for people to download, I think it's really obvious about who these are aimed at. A new kind of friend. If you just look at sort of the graphics, the colors on there, these are clearly AI applications that are designed and marketed towards children. Also in the news, you may have heard a lot about the Online Safety Act that is coming into legislation. It is already in place to an extent. You may have heard about new measures to protect against adult content that came into force in July, but there is a lot more to be expected, a lot more protections that are coming as a result of the Online Safety Act, which is a really sort of positive step forward that is being taken. So, most importantly here, we've looked at some of the current threats. We've looked at sort of trends. It's more about what you can do to protect your child online. So firstly, it's about understanding the world that they are growing up in. So this changes by the minute. We constantly as a school hear about new apps that students are using, new trends. So it's just understanding, having that some awareness of the world that they are growing up in. Supporting your children, of course. The best way to keep children safe is to support them, taking an interest in what they're doing. Listen to them, engage with them about what they do, maybe using technology with them would be a helpful suggestion. And also leading by example with what you do, with how you use digital technology yourself. It's not all negative. You could really highlight with your children about how we can use digital technology and the internet creatively. There's lots and lots of different creative things that children can do. Adding funny filters to photos, all really sort of harmless things, creating artwork, and even having a go at things like coding. So emphasizing that positive, creative use of technology is a really, really good positive thing to do. Agreeing on boundaries, it's also critical to agree on reasonable boundaries. The data shows that most parents do have rules in place about the video content their children watch and the websites they can visit, so supervision is also the key. Being nearby, checking what they're doing is the most common method, but there are all sorts of filtering and monitoring tools that are in place that people can make use of that we'll come to a little bit later. Acknowledging the positives is important. Many children use websites and apps to help them relax, improve their mood, even get support when they're feeling anxious. Being online can also help with schoolwork, learning new skills, and building and maintaining friendships. So it's not all negative. There are lots of positives about out there. Be knowledgeable. Again, it's important that parents are understanding the world that their children are growing up in online. There are some fantastic resources out there. One particularly good one that I'd like to mention is Internet Matters. Internet Matters, also nspcc.org. There is all sorts of information and guides from everything from Fortnite, Roblox, to dealing with inappropriate content, and it all is regularly kept up to date. It's also important to accept that, of course, just like everybody, like adults, children will make mistakes too. And 1 in 5 parents have said that their child has told them about something they'd seen online that scared or upset them. Most common response was to talk to the child about what happened, which is, of course, exactly the right thing to do. Testing home filtering. Definitely something that we would encourage. There are free tools available online which can help you to do this, to check if your internet service provider's filtering is working correctly and that it is blocking harmful content at home. This particular website is very good at doing all of those checks all in one place. Okay, so again, I said about parental controls is a really useful tool to have. Knowsley CLC, who provided the bulk of the content for this video, provide their own set of guidance on parental controls for different social media, for different games, different platforms like Android and iOS. Really useful source of help and support. They also have a guidebook produced for parents for parental controls for you to have a read through if you needed guidance with any particular platforms or social media. Google Family Link is a very useful app for Android, for a Google phone, where you can set up family groups which can monitor every member of the family, children's devices, their screen time, apps that they use, and when they can use it. Apple have an equivalent where they can set restrictions for children, time limits, and filtering content as well. Internet Matters, I've mentioned previously, it's a really good resource with different categories where you can find support for social media, gaming, and just broadband mobile network technology in general. Support for parents and carers. I say there's a wealth of things out there. COP NSPCC, of course, absolutely. The school is first port of call if you've got any concerns over your child and their online activities. But for more general resources, some of these links provide some very, very useful information if you need it. Thank you very much. We update this every year with current trends for online safety, but thank you very much for listening today.